Per the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, 21.5 million Americans battled substance abuse disorder in 2014. Over 50,000 Americans died from an overdose in 2014. The central idea of this speech is to give you an idea of how society approaches addiction. ASAM defines addiction as a primary chronic disease of the brain's reward system. Also, I will give you an understanding of how the justice system deals with those who are addicted and how our society views mental illness and substance abuse. By understanding the social experiment, Rat Park, we learn how social seclusion and isolation affects those who suffer from substance abuse. Is society taking the wrong approach to substance abuse? We lock those up who break the law while on drugs, we strip them of their rights, and we let them back out onto the streets where they will not get hired for jobs. Therefore, they can't support their families and end up homeless. They don't have a voice, so they can't vote. They're outcasts of society, and of course, when you are alone and unaccepted, you will feel hopeless and lost. What causes addiction? Researchers in the 1970s decided to do an experiment to find out. Bruce K. Alexander designed an experiment called Rat Park. The study consisted of a set of mini rats put into a big cage with plenty of space. These rats could play on different toys, mate with other rats, socialize, eat and drink. In the other cage was one rat, isolated, alone, meals a few times a day. He couldn't socialize or mate. In each of these cages there were 2 water drips, one filled with water and the other filled with morphine. The rats that were happy in the big cage drank the regular water, and the rat, alone and isolated, drank the morphine water until death. What this study showed is that the rats in the big cage chose to be happy, thrive, live, while the other rat was depressed and did not want to live. Although there are many other factors and situations that can consist of someone's substance abuse, this experiment shows us that society and connection to other people can have an impact on whether or not someone uses. Mental illness and drug addiction go hand in hand. Most cases of drug addiction involve a co-occurring mental health disorder. This means that the addict is suffering from addiction as well as one or more mental health disorders at the same time. In some cases, the addict started their substance abuse to make themselves feel numb effects, basically coping. Pre-existing conditions is a term we all became familiar with when applying for Obamacare, getting insurance, private insurance, Medicaid. And who's to say in a year or so that substance abuse or being an addict will not be a pre-existing condition. Mental health evaluations and assessments need to be implemented into our school systems, into our society. There needs to be a greater stance on mental health, a bigger stance than what there is now. In conclusion, I would like to say that there needs to be a change in what society believes and how society behaves. This world needs to change. This world needs to check their own personal values. But that then starts with you and me by informing and educating others. We as human beings should be able to help our brothers and sisters even if they don't want help. We should take notes from other countries that keep peace and keep everyone's well-being as their number one goal. Again, I would like to say, if substance abuse is still a big issue, then what society has done is not, and what society has done is not working. Thank you.